Hello. I'm going to try to analyze tonight the data that has come through with these elections, European elections, and try to see what happened in Italy as the poll closed yesterday, and there are some major changes here in the politics as they were before. So we have as the leading force, we have the Democratic Party, which is a leftist group led by the Prime Minister Matteo Renzi, who came in as the first winner. But the interesting data here is the percentage, which was 40.81, almost 41%. And it has been a landslide victory that has never been like that at least for the last 30 years. This has been a while since we had these results in an election. The second party who came in is the Five Stars movement by Beppe Grillo, which was hoping to have to gain the first position on these elections, but did not. And although they had a 21.16% of the votes, they lost about 7 percentage points compared to the last elections. And then we have Forza Italia, which is the party who has Silvio Berlusconi as a leader, who came in with almost 17%. Now, what can we understand about this data here is that there is a sudden switch of the electoral votes to the left. A substantial number of electors stayed home. The total was 58% of the voting people, and so we have a 42% of people who stayed home. It's not easy to analyze the vote because most of the people who decided not to vote were from the right or the center right, the moderates. So even though the election was a great success for Renzi, who is proposing himself as a new leader mostly not the new leader, I should say the one who wants to change everything in Italy, the rules of engagement, so to say. He wants to eliminate the senators, or at least change it to a lighter way of doing politics. and he wants to change the bureaucracy, who is strangling the small business. And there are many other changes that he said he is going to make. The judiciary power has to be changed. Many reforms have to be made, and he said, he promised that he would. And according to the vote that he has got here, it seems like the people are listening and trusting his message. And the fall of the right wing has to be caused by the fact that the original party, Forza Italia, or PDL, Partito della Libertà, has split up in a few currents, and now is broken up in, I think, 4 parts. Is Fratelli d'Italia, and New Centrodestra, NCD, that means New Center Right, and Forza Italia, who is still led by Berlusconi. All these 3 parties were before all together, and they made up the majority of the seats in the parliament. So the new thing is that this great victory by Renzi, by this party, is sending out a strong message that there are about 40% of Italian people who believe in his message. But there is also another data, which is the fourth force that came out of this election, which is the Lega Nord party, who once was the government with Berlusconi, and now he was swept out by corruptions and many other scandals inside of the party, and now he has gained about 6% of the votes, which sets them at the 4th place in the country. The fact that Lega Nord is being considered so much by the electors is that their campaign was anti-Euro, and they would like to partner up with the right party of Le Pen, which is a right-wing movement who swept out the elections in France. Salvini, its leader, wants to eliminate the euro, as they consider it a value that is not longer representing Italy, and is creating all the troubles that we are going through economically and socially. So the fact that he obtained 6% is very important, and points out the feeling, anti-European feeling, that is sweeping the country, and not only Italy. So on one side we have the citizen of Italy who seem to have given Renzi a great trust for the reforms he's doing. But on the other side, we have anti-European feelings and a strong silent party, who are the people who did not vote. And I consider myself one of them, as I did not vote. Why I did not vote, they ask me. My friends ask me, why you didn't vote? You have the right to vote. We had to fight so much to have the right to vote, and now you're not voting. Why you let other people choose for you? You should be able to choose for yourself, not let somebody else choose for you. The reason why I didn't vote is because I do not recognize the union of Europe. I think Europe is pretty much disunited as it is right now. And the reason because I say that is because we've seen Europe only when the banks are taken care of, and we have a Europe that goes at two speeds. The first speed is for Germany, and the other speed is for the other countries. So it's like we have a Europe and a B Europe, a C Europe, an F Europe, and that should not be. If Europe is to be a union, then the problems that arise in Europe should be taken care by the whole community. Example, in Italy here we have an emergency that is called the refugee emergency, and we have people coming to our shows every day by the thousand. And the European community is doing basically nothing to stop this flow. But first of all, I would like to state my agreement on the fact that these people have the right to come and to escape from their wars and their problems. I'm not saying that we should send them back like other countries are doing, like Malta is doing, and other countries are rejecting them as they approach their shores. I don't think as human beings we should act like that. We should be more open and let these people come in. The only problem is that Europe should take care of this problem, not Italy. Italy is just the first door from which these people from Northern Africa are trying to enter Europe. And Italy cannot be left alone in this, and all the political forces agree on this, except for some of the rightist group. They say that the boats of the refugees should be sent back and not let to come ashore. If Germany was bordering with North Africa, I'm sure that they will have solved the problem already, both economically and as an emergency problem like it is. So we are left alone, and this is not united Europe. Another way of not being Europe is the fact that we don't have a, Europe doesn't have a united foreign policy. If you remember when Gaddafi was downed and Libya was swept by the rebels, Europe did not have a united foreign policy. France wanted to attack, another country wanted to stay away from it, Germany didn't want to send its troops, Italy didn't know what to do. So if this is the united Europe, I'm sorry, I'm not considering myself European anymore. If you want to call a country united, you have to be united in any way, not just when it comes to the banks and to the interests of banks and of Germany. The interests of every country should be taken care of as one. Then we can call ourselves united. Besides, rules that are imposed on countries like Italy are not very good for the business and for the small business. So they should make a change in that. They should try to let the countries choose their laws according to their needs. But this is not happening, and that is why I don't recognize myself with this European Union. That's why I did not vote. I don't recognize any of these groups that are asking for the vote in Italy, and this was the first election where I did not vote, and I will not vote anymore until things change. So that's my point of view, and I just hope that things will change in the future, but I don't see anything really major happening. If not, let's see what is going to be like when the Renzi, the actual Prime Minister, is going to do with the promises that he has made. This is not a time when politicians should make promises. This is a time where they should make facts. They should act swiftly, because there are people who are losing their jobs. There is a social emergency, because there are more and more people who do not know how to make their living anymore. Unemployment is at its highest since the end of Second World. So we have a 13% of employment now, and so things have to be changed. Politicians are making tons of money, and the workers are losing their job, and this is creating strong tension. Grillo tried to, with his way of shouting all over the Italian squares, he tried to convince the people that we have to send all of them home, but apparently he stumbled on a few things that he shouldn't have said, like comparing people to other people, making statements that are not so popular, like talking about past leader of the German government, and I'm not going to even mention them. And the way he thought he was going to do things didn't work out. We've heard a lot of Grillo in the last year, but at the end, when he gained almost 28% on last election, he didn't do nothing with the votes he had. Everybody tried to make a coalition with him. He always refused. So he stayed there like if he had won a Ferrari and parked the Ferrari in the garage without even using it. He should have used that Ferrari, all these votes that he had, and do something positive instead of just criticizing everybody, from the Pope to the President to everybody and his political opponents. It was nasty the way he treated this race, and he paid for it. So that's about it. I'm gonna close this hangout on air, in which I try to explain my point of view on the election that just ended in Italy. And thank you for the one who listened and who will listen to this in the future. If you have any question, please find me on Google Plus and leave your comments here on YouTube if you wish. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.